You think your money's safe with your broker? Think again. There's a hidden practice on Wall Street where your broker can legally use your stocks and your cash to gamble on incredibly risky bets. And no, we're not talking about your own trades. We're talking about asterisk. There's asterisk. If they lose, you could lose everything, even if you made all the right moves. This isn't some theoretical boogeyman. It's a structural flaw in the system. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how this works, why it's so dangerous, and give you concrete steps you can take today to make sure your portfolio isn't wiped out by your own broker's greed. For most of us, a brokerage account feels like a digital safe. You buy stocks, bonds, or ETFs, and you trust that your broker is just holding them for you. The shares are in your name. You own them. The broker is just the middleman. That's the core assumption that lets millions of us invest with confidence. But what if I told you that for many, this assumption is dangerously wrong? Buried deep in the fine print of many brokerage accounts, specifically margin accounts, is a clause that gives your broker a stunning amount of power. It's a complicated word for a terrifyingly simple idea. Asterisk, asterisk, REHYPOTHECATION. Asterisk, asterisk. Let's break it down. Imagine you park your car in what you think is a secure garage. You pay the fee, get your ticket, and go about your day. Sure, your car is safe. But in the fine print of that ticket, there's a clause you never read. It says the garage owner can take your car out at night and use it for high-stakes street races. As long as they win and bring the car back without a scratch, you never know. Everything seems fine. But what if the owner gets reckless and wrecks your car? When you come back, your car is gone. The owner is bankrupt from his gambling losses, and all you have is a worthless claim ticket. That is rehypothecation. When you hold securities in a margin account, your broker can legally take your asterisk fully paid for stocks and pledge them as collateral for their own loans and trading activities. They are using your assets to back their bets. And they do this because it's wildly profitable, giving them access to cheap cash to amplify their own speculation. This isn't some back alley practice. It's a cornerstone of the entire prime brokerage system. And the rules are shockingly loose. In the United States, a broker can rehypothecate client assets up to 140% of what that client owes the broker on a margin loan. So, if you have a $10,000 margin loan, your broker can take up to $14,000 worth of your securities and use them for their own purposes. In many other parts of the world, there aren't even limits. You might think, well, I don't use margin, so I'm safe. Not so fast. The default asterisk account at many popular brokers is a margin account, even if you never borrow a dime. You often have to specifically ask for a cash account, and most people never do. They just click agree on a 60-page document without realizing they've handed over the keys to their car. The permission is granted in the margin agreement you sign. The scale of this leverage can be staggering. During the market frenzy of 2021, investor margin debt hit a peak of over $900 billion. While that number has come down, it shows the massive appetite for leverage in the system. But that official number doesn't even include the invisible leverage from rehypothecation, where the same stock can be pledged again and again, creating a daisy chain of claims on a single asset. It's a house of cards, and our investments are the foundation. So, you get the problem. Now, here's why it's even worse than it sounds. This isn't about one broker making one bad bet. It's about how connected the whole financial system is. The real danger is the domino effect. We all remember 2008 and Lehman Brothers. Lehman was a massive prime broker. When it went bankrupt, it had rehypothecated billions in client assets. That money wasn't sitting neatly in a vault. It was tangled up in Lehman's toxic trades all over the world. Hedge funds and other clients who thought their money was safe were suddenly at the back of a very long line, trying to reclaim assets that were basically gone. Their car had been totaled in the street race. When a firm like that fails, it doesn't fail alone. It triggers a panic. Other firms hoard cash and stop lending, creating a liquidity crisis that freezes the entire system. But wait, you say, what about SIPC insurance? This is probably the most dangerous illusion of safety out there. The Securities Investor Protection Corporation, SIPC, protects the assets in your brokerage account up to $500,000, including a $250,000 limit for cash. Its job is to step in if your broker fails and your assets are missing. But let's be crystal clear. SIPC does not protect you from bad investments. If your stock goes from $100 to $10, that's on you. SIPC is there to make sure you get your shares back, whatever they're worth. The problem is scale. SIPC is a nonprofit funded by its member brokerage firms, and while it has a target fund of $5 billion and a credit line with the U.S. Treasury, its capacity to handle a systemic crisis has never truly been tested. It has managed failures of individual firms. But what happens if a Lehman-style event triggers a cascade of failures? Could SIPC really make everyone whole when trillions of dollars in rehypothecated assets are in limbo? It's like bringing a fire extinguisher to a forest fire. Even the regulators seem worried. New rules are being implemented, like FINRA's Slate system, to bring more transparency to the murky world of securities lending. But the very fact that these rules are only being put in place now is an admission that the system has been dangerously opaque for years. All right, so how do you protect yourself? How do you take back control and make sure your portfolio isn't just a poker chip in your broker's game? This is where we move from fear to action. You have more power than you think. Here are the steps. Asterisk, asterisk. Step 1. Know your account. Asterisk, asterisk. This is the single most important thing you can do. Log in to your brokerage account right now. Find your account agreement or settings page and figure out if you have a asterisk, asterisk cash account, asterisk, asterisk, or a asterisk, asterisk margin account. Asterisk, asterisk. If you have a cash account and have fully paid for all your securities, your broker cannot legally rehypothecate your shares. The SEC's Customer Protection Rule, Rule 15C323, requires brokers to segregate your assets. The permission to lend them out comes from the margin agreement, which you wouldn't have signed for a cash account. If you find out you have a margin account but don't actually use margin, call your broker and tell them to switch you to a cash account. They might try to sell you on the benefits like overdraft protection. Don't buy it. The security of knowing your assets are yours is worth far more. Asterisk, asterisk. Step 2. The ultimate protection, direct registration. Asterisk, asterisk. If you want to make your shares completely untouchable by your broker, there's a way to do it. The asterisk, asterisk direct registration system, or DRS. When your broker holds shares for you, they are in street name, meaning the broker is the registered owner. You're just the beneficial owner. With DRS asterisk, you asterisk become the legal registered owner directly on the company's books. The shares are held by a transfer agent, like ComputerShare, completely outside the brokerage system. This makes your shares immune to your broker's bankruptcy. They can't be lent out. They can't be rehypothecated. It's the difference between parking your car in that sketchy garage and locking it in your own garage at home. You can instruct your broker to DRS your shares. It makes selling a bit slower, but for your long-term holdings, the peace of mind is unbeatable. It is the most powerful step you can take to insulate yourself from this risk. Asterisk, asterisk, step 3. Diversify your keepers. Asterisk, asterisk, everyone tells you to diversify your investments. But nobody tells you to diversify your asterisk brokers asterisk. If you have all your money at one institution, you have a single point of failure. Consider spreading your assets across 2 or 3 different, unaffiliated brokerage firms. That way, if one firm freezes accounts or fails, you aren't completely locked out of your life savings. Even if a broker has excess SIPC insurance, these policies have total limits for all customers, meaning you might not be fully covered in a major failure. The financial system is built on trust, but it's loaded with hidden risks. The fact that your broker can use your hard-earned assets for their own gambles is the most glaring example. While new rules are coming to shed light on this, the underlying risk of rehypothecation remains. But now, you're not in the dark anymore. You know the danger, and you have the tools to protect yourself. By checking your account type, using direct registration for your core holdings, and diversifying where you hold your assets, you can build a wall of protection around your portfolio. You can go from being a pawn in their game to being the master of your own financial destiny. Don't just trust, verify, and take control.